Greetings. When I was a young man, first started playing sports, I wanted to be the quarterback, or the running back, or the receiver. I wanted to score touchdowns. I wanted to hear cheers, and I wanted to be the star. Then I realized, after playing a little bit, that you needed an offensive line to protect you, to open holes, to give you time. And it's difficult to find an offensive line. So I decided I'd play defense. All you had to do in defense was stop somebody from doing something. It was a lot easier. If you had a whole team that felt that way, then it would be even better. But it wasn't as disappointing as trying to run the ball with no help, or trying to throw the ball with no help, or trying to catch the ball from somebody that doesn't know how to throw it. And I played defense, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed smashing into people and disrupting their plans and their thoughts, their intentions. And as I grew older, I realized or learned that the best defense is an offense. When I first started learning what it was like to be somebody, I was confused and I was unaware, so I kept my mouth shut and I listened and I watched. And I learned to imitate and to do what other people were doing. But when I asked them what they were doing, they didn't know. They didn't care. They just were doing it. So I decided that wasn't satisfying. Besides, I didn't like the people that I was imitating. So I became an outsider, so to speak. And I hung out with other outsiders. Well, actually, I didn't hang out, but when I did hang out, I would hang out with what was termed other outsiders. And in my day of growing up, those were known as juvenile delinquents. And when I hung out with them, I decided I would compete with them. And I would imitate them also. And I learned how to be a juvenile delinquent. And the label stuck with me. And as the years went by, somehow, some way, a line was drawn. And I found myself on the other side of it. No matter, I said. I didn't like the other side either. I didn't particularly like this side, but I didn't like that side, I knew. Although they were primarily in control because they were socially positive. They got along with the mass. And I didn't. I walked to the beat of a different drum. So I experienced what was necessary to experience, walking my own beat. And I found myself face to face with YouTube. And I started making videos, and it was fun, it was exciting, and I met people. And I thought, wow, a whole new world, what can happen? And I got lost in it. So that's why I'm back. I mean, that's why I left, and now I'm back. And I know what I wanted to do when I first came to YouTube. I wanted to express my thoughts and my feelings and how I see things and how I feel about things. And I got caught up on the people I met. I thought, that we were similar, and we're not. We're all different. We all have different desires. We all have different wants. So now, I'm not looking for an offensive line. I'm not looking for people or relationships. But I will talk. I will express. I will say what's on my mind. And what's on my mind is, how long are we going to let things go in the direction they're going? Right now, children are being born. And statistically, there's going to be a bunch of them that fall to confusion and uncertainty. And they're going to turn to drugs and to alcohol. Some are going to turn to crime. They're going to be victims of crime, and they're going to commit crimes. Some are going to prison. Some are going to war. And they're going to die. And they're going to kill. Just because the system tells us that's the way it is. There are people that go to church. Some that go every day. And they listen to scripture and they say, wow, that was a nice talk. Or that wasn't a nice talk. And then they go home and they go back into the system. And they just don't care that people are going to fall victim to confusion and doubt and turn to drugs and alcohol and crime. I was talking to somebody the other day and they spoke about people that had fallen by the wayside as if they were inconsequential. And they go to church and they say they believe in the teachings of Christ. But these people aren't their problem. They're their concern. Well, I believe it's all our concern. And I believe that it's up to us to show people that they can't turn their face, can't turn their other cheek, that they have to see us. They have to be concerned. They have to care. Churches tell you it's all right just as long as you come in there and give your money and say your prayers and say your rosaries and go home and do your jobs, pay your taxes, contribute some money to the poor. Well, we're all responsible for the way the world is right now because of things we've done and because of the things we haven't done. There's a lot of people that say, oh, I want things to get better. But what can I do? Well, we all make a difference. Whether we think about it or whether we don't. You have to decide what kind of difference you want to make.